What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Off Day Podcast with Carmen and Liz.
Welcome back, y'all. It's been so
I know we're
long.
back. It's been a little bit, but hope you didn't miss us too much.
If you were, scrolling through podcasts, you're like, oh, there's nothing to watch or listen to out here. Oh my God. Well, we're back. So don't even worry. Don't fret.
We're back. Happy New Year as well. It's officially 2025. Hope everyone had a great and safe holiday.
We haven't seen you guys since last year.
It's a knee slapper, man. That's a knee slapper one. All right, well, let's get into it. Let's get back into our first episode of the year. Super exciting. We obviously have been off for about 2 weeks, so it's time to catch up.
Dude, I think it's been like a month.
Okay, so we've been off like a month. Whatever. It's time to catch up. It's time to do our little 2024 recap and what we have planned for this year, 2025. So, yeah.
Yeah, and for you guys to tune in and listen to and contribute to and be a part of. So we're glad to be back. We're glad to have y'all.
Yeah. You want to kick us off?
Yeah. Okay. So what we're going to talk about first is kind of what we've been up to since our last episode. So our last episode, wait, it was the race recap, right?
Was it or was it the nutrition one? I don't even remember. It has been a while.
Bruh.
Well, our race recap.
Oh yeah.
Recap was on YouTube because now we're officially on YouTube. So check us out. If you don't want to listen to the podcast, you can watch it. Our race recap video was a vlog cast. So if you haven't checked it out yet, go on YouTube, look up our podcast, Off Day Podcast with a K, and you will see our High Rocks Dallas vlog cast. So we basically did a vlog, but we podcasted over it. It's really cool. It's different. It's unique. So that was that. And then our last podcast episode was about nutrition. So that's where we ended off.
I remember now. Yeah, we did what are best tips and tricks for eating during the week of your training and how that's different from competition.
Yep.
So check that one out too. Yeah. All right. So I guess since we've been gone, what have we done? We're home for the holidays.
Mm-hmm.
So we're from the same hometown as we've talked about. So we went home and dude, we did a lot. We did so much.
We crushed it this break. And what's really nice too is we're from the same town, but we're literally a street over from each other. So even with the hometown snow and stuff, it's still easy to get to each other if need be. It's not like we have to travel across town.
Yeah, we live across the street, so who would have thought? Yeah. But yeah, we did a ton of trail running. There's so many trails by our house, and we did a group run with our podcast. This podcast, Off Day Podcast, first group run. Mm-hmm. I feel like it went good.
I think so too. Shout out to everyone that came. We had an awesome little group for our first one ever. It was perfect. It was snowy, so the trail was snow covered. So we're sorry about the slip and sliding of that. But it was a fun game of trying to find where the roots were, whatever you want to say, and it was fun. I think it was a great time.
Yeah, and my brother finally he did his first run ever, and it was 5 miles. And we did not tell him how far it was before, so yeah, that's how you get them. If you're trying to get your siblings into a hobby that you do, just lie.
Yeah.
And they'll believe it.
Just gaslight them. But we'll definitely do another group run again at some point. So yeah, it'll be exciting. Stay tuned. Yeah. Follow our Instagram for updates.
That trail was new. We just discovered that over Thanksgiving break. And it was fun getting to show everyone a new trail that no one has done. And yeah. We all got to share the moment. And it was so snowy, but it was nice. So yeah, it was a nice day.
I agree.
But yeah, we hung out every day.
Literally.
We lifted.
Yeah,
Ran.
we ran. We went to CrossFit gyms. So there's a CrossFit gym
Yeah.
near us that actually a few of our pals go to. So it was really cool because we're like, oh my gosh, like people that we didn't realize that went there were there when we went. We're like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. So it was cool to just see our other like friends and experience like a hometown like CrossFit gym. We went twice.
Yeah, it was musty.
We went twice. Our calluses got ripped off, so my hands are still
Yeah.
healing.
Dude, we were in there with our calluses ripped off. People probably thought we never lifted before in
Yeah,
our
yeah.
lifetime. Full on calluses ripped off.
Literally
Like,
on the floor.
I guess we're just not at that level yet, you know?
Yeah,
Whatever.
yeah. We'll get
Gotta
there.
practice my toes to bar.
Yeah, that humbled me. That humbled me. But it was fun. So yeah, basically worked out every day, twice a day. We still took our off days, spent time with the family. Yeah, it's cool.
So yeah, it was fun hanging out. And then we also got together to create kind of like a race schedule for the next few months, like the first couple months going into 2025. So I feel like for us, we a big thing that motivates us for like working out every day. Like, why do we work out once, twice a day, lifting, running all the time? Is because we have a race on the schedule,
Yeah.
and that's just it's just how we're used to training, and it's how we like to train, you know. So we got a couple races coming up now. Should we tell them?
Yeah,
Should we drop them?
it is funny that you and I are like the exact same. Like we have to have something on the calendar. Like as soon as we're done with one thing, we have to have something else on the calendar, or we're like freaking out. We're like texting each other. We're like, "What are we even training for now?" Like, I feel like I'm training for nothing. Like, and then we're scoping out and finding something to put on our calendar. So
Yeah.
yeah, so this is kind of our spring calendar that we have. So I guess I kind of started off. So in February, the first weekend of February, I'll literally be going home for 24 hours and I'm competing in a Deca Strong. So no running is in it, but it's kind of like a high rocks and CrossFit mixed. Still no barbell in it, but a lot of the same like high rocks exercises like ski, row, lunges, burpees, but there's a few things
It's
added.
10 things.
Yeah, 10
Right.
exercises. There's a few things different in the sense of there's like box jump slash step overs. There's dead ball over the shoulder. There's the
Sit ups.
calorie bike. The calorie bike.
Assault.
Yeah.
Bike.
The assault bike is like 25
Killer.
calories. Yeah, sit ups with the wall balls or med balls. So there's a few different things, but I'm really excited. It'll be fun. It's just at like a local CrossFit gym, so signed up for that just to kind of do it for fun. But it'll be cool without
Yeah.
the running. I don't know if I'm gonna like it more or like it less, so we'll see.
The running really breaks it up. Like after that bike, I feel like the running it would be hard to run after the bike, but it'd also be a good
It's like
time for
recovery.
a little breather
Yeah,
for recovery.
yeah,
But yeah, so now you have no breather. So
I know.
just hopping right in
Yep.
to each thing.
Get on with it. Yes, get over there.
Our first race together of the year is gonna be a trail run. So every time we go home to Northeast Ohio, there's a ton of trails up there, and we like to trail run together. So now we're gonna trail run in California, in Northern California in March. We're gonna do the Redwoods 50K. So we're really gonna have a lot of time out there to look at the scenery and be out there for a long time.
Yeah.
But I feel like that kind of thing, especially for us, just like getting into longer distances, especially me, because I'm not totally into it yet, but it was more just about the experience. We're probably not gonna win. Maybe we will, but I think like we're both kind of in agreement because we're kind of like we bounce our training off of each other, obviously, and we're not gonna do like insane mileage or anything because we still want to have make room in our schedule to continue strength training and crossfitting. So it's just gonna be a good time, a good excuse for Lizzie to come visit me honestly.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that too, but I think also it's just one of those things that we're together and we're fighting like a mental barrier together because it is such high mileage and it's on the trails, and that's something that we both kind of agree also on is when we're on the trails it's so nice because pace doesn't matter. So it's literally just you and I running together with the goal of finishing together. Like it's same with High Rocks. We like really communicate with each other, push each other, even with our training leading up to High Rocks. This is similar because it is an ultra marathon and it is such a grueling, just like your body just like hurts. So it's just such a mental tough race. So to be able to do that together, like that's what I'm excited for because my previous one I was so low and my emotions were all over.
Yeah.
So I think having each other in this and obviously being out in California, like I think it's just
to dump our baggage on each other.
But I think it is like something that like is really cool with us is we bounce our training off together and we train for each other, but then to compete together in these races that are so mentally tough is really cool because we do push each other like to keep going.
Yeah, and that keeping that like team aspect, it takes us back to college because you're on a team there, obviously. So it's fun to just like have a partner if you're ever looking to get into like a new sport or something. Kind of like look around and see if anyone else is interested and wants to do it with you because it makes like the transition easier into the new sport and everything like that. So
get on with it.
And then you hit the Deca.
Yeah, and then I'm going to do a Deca. So there's a couple different types of Decas. So Deca is just like a High Rocks, like Lizzie said, or like you said. I'm like talking in third person. But my Deca has running. So it's called Deca Fit. And you run a 500 meter in between each of the 10 events. So it's a little different, but we're about to get into it and tell y'all why we have to do these Decas now.
Yeah.
because
High Rocks hates us.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll kind of give the backstory. We're signed up for Houston, and that is March 15th and 16th. We both cannot go because we both have obligations prior to. One thing with High Rocks is if you purchase tickets, and listen, I've been in connection with the Connect people or the customer service people far too much. They probably know me by name now.
You're the administrator of our team.
Yeah. I've been in contact with them, and basically you can transfer your tickets to another race. So say we can't do Houston, but we can transfer them to...
We did that for Chicago.
Yeah, so we were signed up for Chicago. We transferred them to Dallas. You can't change the division, so if we're in open, we have to stay in open. You can't get a refund. You can only transfer the tickets. So we both can't do Houston. I can't get a refund. All the other dates are either sold out or weekends that we can't do because of like other obligations. So New York just dropped and I was on it, like refreshing, and it was sold out. So the pre-registration that they had for like F40
in like 5 minutes.
No, literally. The pre-registration that they had for like F45, everything was sold out. So they had High Rocks Pro doubles as the only available one. I was like literally emailing them. I was like, let us in to the pro doubles. We'll do our pro debut like now. And they were like, sorry, like, no, you can only transfer it within the same division. Sorry.
And it's sold out.
Yeah. So we are literally effed. We are praying, fingers crossed. So all you guys out there, please manifest that they drop Anaheim. Anaheim was the first High Rocks that we did back in May. And we're like on our knees begging that they do another Anaheim in May. Because if not, we are effed. We're effed. We're out money. We are out money.
We're out.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to have to eat we didn't want to eat our money and just pay for the NYC Pro when it was available because the ticket prices now are like $100 more than they were even just like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
They're like, it's like $200 a ticket, even for doubles. It's $200 each.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So,
and I will say not Lucy, but the other girl that currently has the world record for the open singles, she had posted on her Instagram story, someone had asked her, what would you change about High Rocks? And she said the prices. She's like, because so many people travel for these races, plus hotel, everything like that, on top of the ticket prices,
Yeah.
she's like, it needs to be less expensive. Because she was saying even like the flight for Worlds, it's obviously in Chicago this year, but for them like in Europe and stuff to come over, they're like, that's a pretty penny of a flight to try to get to Worlds. Like, it's so expensive. Like, they need to take that into consideration. Also, they just need to have a freaking refund policy, because if it hits March, we have until the week leading up to transfer it.
Yeah. I mean, I can see why it's getting more expensive, because more people, there's more demand for it. But then they should have, like for New York, we noticed that there's an open doubles for women's both days. Like, so they should probably have more heats.
Yeah.
And whether they have to spread that over a couple days or different weekends. But it'll be interesting to see how like the High Rocks organization like adapts to the growing demand and stuff like that.
And they just need to drop more races. Like,
yeah. Because we won a race. Mm-hmm. It was fun.
That's like,
we had so much fun.
It's like our main focus. Like, come on. But yeah, so fingers crossed for us.
Yeah.
Hopefully they drop something.
So DECA is like it's part of the Spartan race series. Have you ever seen those people running through the mud? It's not what we're doing. It's a separate type of race. It's indoor, just like High Rocks. So it's a good kind of like replacement, but it is like solo. We're each going solo instead of being able to do doubles. So
yeah, it's like our first race that we aren't doing together. I forgot to add on here. I'm doing the Flying Pig in May. Forgot about that one.
Oh yeah, so that's after the DECA.
Yeah, so after your DECA, which is April, we're basically racing once a month too. You're not racing February, but I'm not racing April, so kinda ish, but not really. May, I'll be doing the Flying Pig half marathon that I do with my teammate Leah. It's just like a fun half, so gotta do it since I live here. And then we potentially
it's part of the culture.
Yeah. We did the lottery. For the Last Man Standing Ultra for VPN, so we'll see.
Oh yeah. That was crazy putting my card in there.
I was
and then it's just gonna charge me, then I just have to go.
I know. I was
if I get it, I
was like tweaking. I was like, oh shit, this is like $160 right now. Whatever.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's kind of our race schedule that we have going on. We might add some things here and there. Like, dude, do you get like the High Rocks emails where they sent out the PFTs, physical fitness?
It's like the tests, yeah.
Like, and like nearby gyms are like, they can host like High Rocks physical fitness tests, and it has like the date, and they're like free. So I might do one of those around here. I don't know.
That'd be good.
Could be fun.
Yeah.
Could be fun. My gym is not hosting anything. My gym is on freaking planet Mars compared to...
Your gym is on crack. Like, I don't know what he's thinking or why he comes up with this stuff that he does. He needs to sit down. He needs to sit down.
It is cool though that they can like organize this, and there's people from like my gym that will sign up and do it. And I feel like I would have done it if I wasn't, because we're snowboarding that weekend. But yeah, my gym is just doing like an ultra 60 miler, and you have 24 hours to do it. And in between, after every 7 miles, you have to do a certain amount of dumbbell overhead movements. So yeah.
Yeah.
It's for the elite. We're the elite. Yeah, most fit gym, best workout in the South Bay. So,
so you got something like that.
All right. Should we get into our kind of like next segment of this episode of our recap?
Yeah. So that's kind of our plans for 2025 when it comes to our race calendar right now. But what we kind of want to touch on is what we've learned from 2024. I feel like this year we have both grown so much just from where we were in January to where we are now. And there's been a lot that we've like kind of talked about in previous episodes as well of just like the change, especially after college athletics to where we are now and graduating and being done, and whether it's in fitness and retiring from college athletics to work life and that work life balance that we've talked about. I think we've both grown a lot. So we just kind of want to talk about, well, I guess we have four things each that we have grown from or with in 2024.
Yeah, we just kind of came up with a couple takeaways earlier today.
I feel like
we actually put a lot of thought of it earlier today.
I feel like we could go like back and forth. Like I'll say my number one and then like you say your number one and then I'll do my two and you do your two. My number one, yeah, not in any order, it's just how it's labeled. So my first one is something that I learned in 2024 was to say fuck it and not care what people think. And I kind of resonate that too. We are literally specks on this earth. You're not going to please everyone. People are going to hate you. People are going to whatever, have their thoughts about you, but at the end of the day, we're just specks on this earth. You're not going to please everyone. So I have kind of posted a lot more on my Instagram and have been kind of just building my own brand and not really caring. And I enjoy fitness and stuff, so that's what I've been posting more about. And a lot of people have been like reaching out to me like, this is so cool, like thank you for posting more. And I've gotten a lot of unfollows, but I don't care, because at the end of the day, like that was me stepping out of my comfort zone, me saying fuck it, and I'm not going to please everyone. Not everyone's going to like what I post or whatever it might be, as in life. But respect's on this earth. Who cares? Fuck it. Like, it literally does not matter. Does not matter. So yeah.
Yeah, and freaking that's the culture now, is social media. So if people are going to have a problem with it, like, that's their problem.
Yeah.
Not yours.
Yep.
Yeah, that was good. I feel like mine, one of mine, I don't want to say my first one. They're not in order, like we said, but mine is to keep chasing first experiences.
I like this. I read this and I was like, that's a good one.
I know, I just made a reel about it, so. But anyways, so just like keep trying new things and like, I don't know, just doing new things. I feel like I did a lot of new things in 2024 that I'm proud of and stuff like that. So I don't know, the more that you put yourself out there and be like, you know what, I'm just gonna try this, it kind of goes with yours, like just say fuck it. The more, you know, connections you can make, the more experiences and memories you can make. So yeah.
And just that first experience, like feeling too, like after our first high rocks or like starting something new outside of fitness, like that feeling is really cool. It's how you grow.
Yeah. And it was like this year was like my 2024 was my first full year in California, and it was my first, you know, time visiting different new places out here, and I wrote them down. I should Oh, my first full year of no caffeine.
Oh, that's so good. I give you so much credit for doing that. I think that is so impressive.
Yeah, I did it for anxiety reasons. Honestly, I felt like it was making me like get anxiety. So, but yeah, first year CrossFit, first year like snowboarding. I don't know, just like different things. So yeah, this is my first one.
I like it. My second one is your mind is so much stronger than you think. So in the sense of, obviously we've talked about like mental health and stuff and how your mind, like if you tell yourself you can't do something, you won't do it. If you tell yourself something that you can do it, then you can. So like I did my ultra marathon with no real ultra marathon training. I just 2 weeks after High Rocks, I just did it. And that was like such an eye-opening moment for me, because I was like, wow, like I literally put my mind to this and I just did it. Yeah. And so that just resonates with so much in my life. Like if I put my mind to something, like you can do it. And also like it's about like getting past mental blocks too, because also in that race I faced so many mental blocks of, I don't know if I can do this, I don't know if I can finish it. And that was like my mind
deep in the cave.
Yeah. And so it's like, but if you tell yourself and you tell yourself mentally, no, I can do this, you can achieve so much. And that's again with anything in life. So that was like one of my big takeaways from this year that I want to take into 2025 as well.
Yeah, that is so true. That's awesome because I feel like there's so many, or I guess not so many, but there's like research out there about how if you like put your mind to it, like you said, like you could go run 100 miles tomorrow. Like you can do it. It's your mind telling you that you can't.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go. We're tag teaming. I feel like this kind of tacks on to the first one, but I just said putting myself out there to like meet people and make connections to kind of make this new city feel more like home, you know? So obviously when you first move to a city, you don't really know anyone. I was kind of, kind of fortunate to have a little group from Cincinnati from college to move out here, and we love hanging out. And I just think that it's important to kind of spread your wings when you're in a new place and like, reach out to people first, or make the plans first, or join like run club, join the gym, and like just like making an effort at work and everything just to really make the new place that you're in feel more like home. And I'm really thankful for myself from the beginning of the year and from, when I first moved here, the end of 2023. I'm thankful for the moves I made and like that kind of showing through my personality or my character and kind of like doing that stuff and reaching out, because now it's really paid off. And I feel like I've made some really good friendships and relationships and strengthened my relationships with, the people, my friends from college who I already knew, just like we're all becoming adults together. And it's cool like meeting people who did the same thing as me, like graduated college and moved out here, whether they came, like my one friend came from Florida or DC or whatever. It's cool that it's like, oh wow, we're all kind of doing this together and we're exploring this place together. So I feel like it makes the trip back here more fun, it's because it's not like, oh, I'm just working here. I now like have a life and I'm doing things I never would have thought I would have been doing last year. So that was kind of a ramble, but
no, that's cool because you're kind of building like your own little community out there.
Yeah.
So it's like you have like you've built a foundation, you've built like a community, and you wouldn't have done that if you didn't kind of get out of your comfort zone and make that effort and join things and do things on your own to then build better relationships with other people.
Yeah, it is really uncomfortable to do that, like to just look up a run club and go. But once you do it once, man, like, I don't know. You just have to think like everyone there is probably thinking the same thing. Like, oh, I'm going to this new or whatever, so yeah.
Yeah, I agree. It is fun. I feel like once you rip the Band-Aid off and do it once, then it's like, oh, what was I so scared about? Like,
yeah, and now you like know so many more people, and all of a sudden you're going on trips together, so
yeah. What are we on? 3? So I guess this kind of goes along with things that we've been saying. It's you don't peak in college athletics, so you can actually achieve so much more after. I actually made a LinkedIn post about this today, and basically it's just that you think that you peak in college because it's like your fittest. You think this is the pinpoint of your fitness career, but it's really not if you choose to not let it be. And we've talked about multiple times about the things that we can achieve that we didn't achieve in college athletics. Like I think you had mentioned like your long run. You just hit a mileage PR too. We're doing like I did the ultra, like the 30 miler. We're doing high rocks. We're competing and truly trying to like be on top of those podiums when we compete. And we're just doing so many different things now, but we're excelling in them. We're accomplishing things that we like. If you told me last year, 2 years ago, when I was in undergrad, whatever it might have been, that, hey, you're going to go and you guys are going to run 50K ultra marathons on the trails, I would have been like, what in the no. Or like anything, like getting into CrossFit or anything. I'm like, what? But it's really cool that, yes, I have these cool PRs and stuff from track and I have those memories, but it's even cooler to see the growth physically and mentally that you can still achieve after college athletics. So you don't necessarily like peak. Like I don't see that as like my peak because I feel like I'm still achieving so much when it comes to fitness and racing. So
I feel, dude, I was thinking the other day about how when it was our last semester, because we both had a summer semester to finish our 5th year. So basically, like our 1.3, our 5.33 year of college.
yeah.
I was thinking about that summer. I was applying to jobs. I was working. I was not thinking about. I was not thinking about what I was going to do after college. Not that this
Nope.
relates to like your goal like 100% or anything, but I'm just saying like I was just surviving and thriving. And
Yeah.
I like pushed the idea that we have to have jobs in less than a month. I would push that off every morning. I'd be like, "Oh shoot," and then I forget.
Did we both? I mean, we talked about this. We both last minute got jobs.
We would like once a week freak out like, "Oh my god, are you like are you working, applying, blah blah?" And then that was it. We would just go back to our summer living because we were in class, focus on our class, and we were still running, and that was crazy.
Yeah.
Most years in college were fever dreams.
Yeah.
Most of my time there.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. My third one. So we each have like 4, right?
Yeah.
My third one is no one's gonna do it for you. So no one is gonna come up to you and, write you a check. You need to go and like figure out, you're the one that's gonna have to figure out what you want to do, and you're the one that has to try the new things to see what you like, because no one's gonna put it in front of you and say, this is your new hobby or this is your new career path or anything. So just like remembering that, keeping that in your mind, and not like settling and not just relying on others too much or stuff like that is something that I kind of learned in 2024. Like, we're in the real world now. We're not in college. We're not in school. We have to go and we have to figure this all out for ourselves. And I feel like maybe that is kind of like a given, but I feel like it's also good to remind yourself of that kind of occasionally, more occasionally than we probably do now,
Yeah. And I think it also kind of helps. Not, I wouldn't say like helps, but we both don't live in our hometowns anymore. Like we're both on our own in our own cities. And so when it comes to like, hey, like you got to do something, like go, like you got to do it. Like you got to shovel your car out. Like my dad's not going to do that. He ain't here. So I got to go out there and dig my car out. But yeah, it's like the same thing, even with jobs. And yeah, like you said it perfectly. No one's just going to write a check and hand it to you. Like you have to work for it.
Yeah.
And one thing that I will say with this is there's a quote that I keep saying and that I keep seeing, and it's, if you don't change, you accept. So if you don't change and you don't go out there and go do it yourself, you're accepting whatever it is. Like you're accepting it.
Yeah.
So I like that one.
Yeah. Definitely like taking initiative and change.
Yeah.
Making change when you want to. Okay. Next one.
My last one. Yeah. So one thing that I learned this year was, and I feel like a lot of people are like, oh, just like write down and manifest and all this stuff. And I would just kind of like throw it out of my head. I'm like, yeah, whatever. I actually like truly set goals last year, and I wrote them down. And I think I've mentioned this, but in my bathroom, in my little like medicine cabinet, I have a piece of paper and it has goals. It has what I want to do and what I want to achieve. And I look at that every day, and just from this like whole like last half of the year with everything that we've done and me just saying F it and posting and stuff, I've already been seeing those things I have written down starting to like come to light. And it's really freaking cool to see that, because when you write things down and you see it every single day,
yeah,
and you continue to work for it, you truly see that come to light. And whether it's manifesting, whatever. I just think that's cool. So if you don't do it already, I say do it. Write down goals and affirmations and where you want to see yourself and what people you want people to view you as, and just write it down and look at it every day. And that's something that I've kind of done for 2025. I actually did it when I turned 25. Instead of waiting until the new year, I did 25 goals, and that's all the goals that I want to do in my year of being 25 years old. So yeah, I think that's just something that I really like doing, and it's something that I've actually seen work, and I continue to want to do that. So
Yeah, definitely write stuff down.
yeah. All right, hit your last one.
All right, my last one is I it's not like something I've achieved, but it's something I'm learning is to live in the moment. So a thing that I do is stress about the future and stress about factors that I can't control. You know, I feel like we can all relate to that one. But we need to remember to live in this moment, or because this moment is already past, you know. So yeah, I'm slowly learning that. I mean, I'm so on the beginning of learning that. So yeah, we're gonna work on that this year.
I think that's good because if you focus on the future too much, then you're gonna look back and be like, wait, where did this time go? Because you spent it worrying about the future. So that's a good one. It's a good thing just to remember to stay grounded and like in the like where you are right now.
Yeah, I think there's different ways you can practice that too. Maybe we could have an episode about that.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Okay. So for our last segment here, kind of our third and our last, we're going to talk about the future now. So just a few things that are in store for each of us for 2025 and for us together.
Yeah. So
just
for
list off
2025,
yours and then yeah.
yeah. So for 2025, I want to get into CrossFit. I think when we talk about high rocks and stuff and how we want to excel at it, we're doing ultra training obviously, but I want to actually like truly get into like a CrossFit gym because I want to get strong. Like I want to be able to like actually deadlift like good weight and actually just be strong. Obviously I train myself all the time, but I think one, just joining that community and having people around you and workouts that make you get competitive again really pushes you. And I just think it'd be fun. Like we did the CrossFit class. It's like, I want to learn to do like toes to bar and actually like do them good. I want to do a muscle up. I think that'd be so much fun. So I want to get into it, and then it'll be a good benefit to our training. I want to join more run clubs. There's a run club that's like a mile from my house. I keep saying I want to go to it, and I never do because it's like after work and I'm like tired, whatever. But I want to do it. So this is a year I'm like, you got to do it. Also want to do the Wolfpack Trail Group, which is where I did the ultra with. So they do like races throughout the year. But it's just like this group, and they were so much fun and they're really cool. So I want to join them again. I want to continue to build my brand, my Instagram and YouTube. Obviously, this brand as well. Just continuing to get our podcast out there. We have merch now. I also want to get more certifications. So I want to renew my personal training certification. But I've actually been looking into the High Rock certification.
Whoa.
But I realized with it, you have to, in order to coach High Rocks, you have to be a part of an affiliate gym. So I just need to keep that kind of in mind. I think that'd be a really cool one to get. And then I want to take care of my body. Foam rolling, like intentionally taking the time out to foam roll and stretch because I'm horrible at that. Literally do not stretch before runs. And I sure as hell don't stretch after. So want to be intentional because we are doing so much this year, so many different things. You can't get injured. So I want to take care of myself, recover, take off days.
Yeah. Yeah, and then you could write this stuff down, like you said. Put on the mirror.
Yeah. Yep.
Nice. That's a good list going, man. My list is to get better at snowboarding. I started snowboarding last year, and I was kind of getting it, but this year I feel like I really want to get more skills down. So we have a couple trips coming up, so excited for those. This year I also want to do a triathlon So I
That'd be
want to
cool.
train in the summer, like when with the sun setting later. I feel like that'll be the best time to kind of have more time to do the different workouts and stuff. And I have the bike and I have the pool, so no
You have the
excuses.
outdoor pool.
Yeah, I have the outdoor pool, even better. So I think me and my friend, are gonna kind of train together, keep each other accountable. I feel like
That'd be fun.
that'll be good. And there's actually a couple triathlon clubs. Like if you look, there's a club for freaking everything everywhere.
Yeah.
So, but they do like open water swimming, which is something I've never done. So that would be fun to try, and I'll have to do it for the race, obviously. So, and then my third is staying consistent. So just staying consistent with different things, including keeping a gratitude journal and affirmations, like you said too. Keeping consistent with my weekly mileage and being mindful of the 10% rule. So only increasing every week by 10%, and then also including a lot of down weeks to kind of counter the increases. I want to lift to gain muscle this year. I never have done that ever in my life, but I really want to like drink the protein and actually try to build a little bit more muscle. I feel like that is something that I'm missing for these kind of CrossFit races and stuff. And then same thing with the Instagram, kind of keep posting my workouts. I feel like it's fun to just have my recap, and then at the end of the year could go back and look at everything that we've done on the gram. Same thing with the podcast, keeping consistent with the podcast, maybe growing our following a little and kind of spreading the word that we have to say to more people and trying to help out more people with experiences that we've had and tips and tricks that we could give for different races and different, lifestyle things that we do. So I feel like, it's exciting. I'm excited for this year.
Yeah, I think it'd be really cool. I think coming off of 2024, especially this last half of just all these maybe oh my gosh, all these amazing things that we've been doing, and I think it's really cool that we've started our journey back in 8th grade, and it's so cool that our journey isn't even close to being done. Like we still have that
Knock
grit.
on wood.
Okay, you know what I mean.
Huh?
We still have the grit and the drive to achieve so much in so many different things, and being able to do that together still is just really cool because we do like hold each other accountable and push each other and really just bounce off of each other, like we truly do. And I think it's really cool to see each other grow in our own personal ways as well, outside of what we do in the fitness world. So when it comes to like our mental health, and when it comes to just life things with work and being in different cities and where we want to be in our lives in the future, I think it's really cool to see that growth just from when we were kids to where we are now and how we continue to grow. And yeah, it's just really cool to kind of see that in each other's lives.
Yeah. Dude, wait, first off, I thought you were going to say at the beginning of the year, like looking back from the beginning of the year instead of 8th grade. Because I was like, bro, the beginning of the year, I had my torn butt cheek. I was down bad. I was in the depression trenches.
Yeah, you were.
But yeah, anyways, totally agree with everything. And I feel like we also both mutually agree that we hope that our podcast can kind of help you get inspired as you follow kind of what we're doing, maybe what we're signing up for. Maybe that could give you some inspo for a race that you want to sign up for, or help you with different, eating habits or different fitness activities that we talk about. So we hope that we can inspire and motivate y'all too.
Yeah, and if anyone, like, I feel like people always like, I don't want to reach out or anything. Seriously, like send us DMs on Instagram of like, hey, can you touch on this subject, or comment on one of our posts like, can you touch on this subject? Or if we do a Q&A, like don't hesitate to respond. Like just respond and say, can you do this topic? And we will 100% look to do certain topics and talk about things that want to be talked about. Like we're not afraid to talk about anything. So
Yeah.
and we obviously share our experiences in hopes that it helps you guys for your future, things that we've learned, and yeah.
Yeah. I'd be DMing random people, so 2025 is the year of, not being afraid of DMing someone. If you don't know us, don't be afraid. Like,
yeah, you're to say fuck it.
Yeah.
That's what we have for this episode. I hope you've enjoyed our 2024 recap, our 2025 goals. Follow along with us, obviously, as we go through our races and our journey of this next year. And we are thankful for everyone that's been listening since last year. Yeah, hopefully we get some new listeners and inspire you and continue to listen or watch on YouTube.
Yeah, watch us on YouTube. Everything is Off Day Podcast with a K, so it's not hard to forget. So
yeah. So that is it for our episode. So thanks for listening.
Yeah, thanks for listening, y'all. See you next week.
We'll be seeing you.